Hello everyone, today we are going to study history chapter number 4, the freedom struggle of 1857.
The Freedom Struggle of 1857, Part 2. In the previous video, we have seen what were the causes of the revolt of 1857. We have seen the different causes resulting into revolt of 1857. In this video, we are going to do the further lesson. So our next point is scope of the struggle. The self-confidence of the soldiers increased with the capture of Delhi. It also gave inspiration to the other soldiers. The revolt soon spread in North India. The Indian soldiers revolted in cantonments from Bihar to Rajputana. The revolt spread to Lucknow, Allahabad, Kanpur, Banaras, Bareilly and Jhansi. Later on, it spread to South India also. Chhatrapati Pratap Singh of Satara and his officer Rango Bapuji, Chima Sahib of Kolhapur, Bala Sahib Bhave of Nargund, Bhagoji Naik of Ahmednagar were in the forefront. Royal Queens of Peth Surgana from Nasik district also participated in the struggle. In 1857, under the leadership of Kajal Singh, the Bhils revolted, whereas the Shankar Shah led the revolt in Satpura region. 400 female Bhils participated in the revolt of Khandesh. Now let us see the further point, that is leadership of the struggle. During the 18th CA, after the weakening of the Mughal Empire, invaders like Nadir Shah Abdali attacked India. The Marathas understood that Mughal Empire cannot react to these foreign invaders and took up the responsibility of safeguarding India. The Marathas fought against Abdali at Panipat for the same reason. In this freedom struggle of 1857, the discontent of Mughals, Bahadur Shah was incapable of fighting against the British. Understanding the condition, Nana Sahib Peshwa, Rani Lakshmibai of Jhansi and Tatya Tope took up the charge of the freedom struggle of 1857. Its effects could be seen on the Hindu-Muslim unity. In this struggle, Maulavi Ahmad Allah, Kuwar Singh Mughal commander Bhakt Khan, Begum Hazrat Mahal led the revolt. The nature of revolt in Delhi, Kanpur, Lucknow, Jhansi, West Bihar was more fierce. Now let us go to the next point, that is crushing of the struggle of 1857. The Indians wholeheartedly fought against the British, including soldiers, zamindars, kings, commanders and common people. The Indian sepoys means soldiers, started the freedom struggle before the fixed time. Initially, they succeeded also, but military strength and administration of British rule was vast. The British therefore crushed down the struggle by all means. The British made quick recovery and returned next 6 months, regained the lost territories. Rani Lakshmibai, Kuwar Singh, Ahmadullah led their lives. After that, Bahadur Shah was imprisoned at Rangaon. Nana Sahib and Begum Hazrat Mahal took shelter in Nepal. Tatya Tope fought for next 10 months against the British, but due to betrayal, he was caught and hanged to death. In this way, by the end of 1858, the British ruthlessly crushed down the struggle. The struggle began with the discontentment among Indian soldiers, but later the peasants, artisans, common people, tribes came together to fight against the British. In this revolt, Hindus Muslims stood up with a great force. Their common aim was overthrowing the British from India. There was an inspiration of gaining independence behind this struggle, and therefore this freedom struggle gained a national form. Now let us see the next, that is the causes of failure of the struggle revolt of 1857. How it has become unsuccessful. Let us see. So our first point is the struggle was not comprehensive. This take place simultaneously all over India. No intensity was more severe in North India, but Rajputana, Punjab, and some parts of Bengal and Northwest India remained aloof. Second causes is lack of central leadership. There was no commonly accepted leader to fight against the British. Due to this, there was no uniformity in the struggle against the British. The third cause is most of the feudatory princes remained aloof. Just as the common people suffered due to British rule, similarly the princes also were suffering, but except a few others remained faithful to the British. The next cause for the failure of the struggle is lack of military tactics. Indian soldiers were brave but did not use tactics. They captured Delhi but could not retain it. Similarly, the Indian rebels had limited armed supply. The British had economic strength, disciplined army, enough stock of latest arms, and experienced army general. Transport and communication was in the hands of British. These movements were swift. Due to this, the Indian soldiers could not succeed. Wars are fought not only based on bravery but also through military strategies, right? Now, last but not the least, the last cause for the failure of the struggle is international situation favorable for Britishers. The Crimean War with Russia was just over. The British won the war. They had trade relations with different countries in the world. The naval strength of British was vast, whereas the Indian rebels were isolated. Now let us see what were the consequences of the freedom struggle at the end of rule of East India Company. Due to this company rule, there was growing dissatisfaction among the Indians, and the British rule had to face the struggle of 1857, and it forced the British Parliament to end the rule of this company and instead take over the responsibility of ruling over the people of India. Through the Government of India Act 1858, the Governor General was now designated as the Viceroy of India. Lord Canning happened to be the last Governor General and the first Viceroy of India. A new post called Secretary of State was created in the British government to look after the affairs of India. Now let us see about Queen's Proclamation. Queen Victoria of England issued a declaration addressing the people of India. All Indians are our progeny. Henceforth, they will not be discriminated on basis of race, religion, caste, or birthplace. Government services will be given on merit list. There will be no interference in religion's affair. It was made clear that the British Crown will honor all treaties and agreements made by the company with the rulers of princely states, and no princely state will be annexed. Now let us see some change in composition of army, that is change in policy. The British accepted the policy of non-interference in social and religious aspects of Indians. They also started taking care that the Indian society will not be united on social grounds. They saw to it that there will be constant conflicts on grounds of caste, religions, race, territory, etc. They adopted the policy of polluting the minds of Indians by following the divide and rule policy. Due to the freedom struggle of 1857, the Indians felt of giving a united fight against the British. The freedom struggle of 1857 became an inspiration of Indian freedom movement. I hope students, I have made this lesson clear to all. Till then, thank you students. Stay home and stay safe.